Good evening, good evening, good evening. Blitzball Champ is back here once again for a brand new video here on the U to the Tube. Tonight's pro wrestling talk is going to be rather lengthy, or at least this is what I'm assuming. We're going to talk some Stardom as we get geared up for the March 3rd show at Nippon Budokan, the All-Star Dream Cinderella show. We're going to talk some AEW, going to talk a little bit about the AEW Women's World Championship, AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator tournament that's been going on. Let's see, we're going to talk some, of course, WWE. We got the go home shows gearing up to Elimination Chamber, so we're going to talk Elimination Chamber. And yeah, those are pretty much the main points for discussion for tonight. So we got a good bit to get through, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's start out with some Stardom. Now, before we get into the All-Star Dream Cinderella show, because they got the full card out for that. Just want to go through a few things that stood out to me the most as we continue this road up to All-Star Dream Cinderella. So we had some title defenses that took place. Shuri, the SWA Undisputed World Women's Champ, had a defense against Azumi, which actually was a really good match. It was a really good match, but ultimately Shuri got the defense, and not only did she successfully defended her title, she already announced who she would like to challenge next to defend the title against, and she called out Oedo Tai's Konami. Now, Konami, Shuri have a lot of history dating all the way back to Reina and Wave. And one of the things that was mentioned was also Asuka, aka Kana, who trained Konami. And of course, Shuri and Asuka / Kana have a lot of history of facing each other as well. So there's definitely quite a story behind this. And you know what? This match is going to happen at All-Star Dream Cinderella. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing these two strikers, these two submission specialists go at it. Shuri versus Konami. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Should be a very, very hard-hitting match. But Shuri still looking strong after that successful defense against Azumi. But Azumi definitely brought it. She definitely brought it. So definitely was digging that. And of course, Julia defended the Wonder of Stardom Championship against Starlight Kid. Whew. Starlight Kid gave it her all, had a lot of heart in this match. She would not go down easily. But unfortunately, Julia not only defeated her, hit her with the glorious driver, but also ripped off her mask. Yes, post-match, Julia got a hold of some scissors and was able to cut parts of the mask off, but was able to undo the mask and rip it off of Starlight Kid. So yeah, that's quite a message. If that's not super, super heel-like, I don't know what is. And of course, Tam and Julia had another face-off, and it's now been announced that actually Julia and Tam's Wonder of Stardom Championship match is actually going to be the main event of All-Star Dream Cinderella. But I'll get to that in a little bit. But Julia got that defense out of the way against Starlight Kid, but definitely keep an eye out for Starlight Kid. Showed a lot of heart in that match, and she looked great. She looked great in that match. Let's see. Continuing on the Unagi Sayaka 7 match trial series. Let's see. She's went up against Azumi, lost to Azumi. She's gone up against Mayu Iwatani, lost to her. And I believe next up she takes on Himeka. So that should also. Ooh, they're just lining them up for her. Just lining them up. And, I mean, if anything, she's challenging herself. She's challenging herself. So, I mean, can't look down on that. Can't look down on that. But, Himeka will be her next challenge coming up. They got another show. I believe they got another show in Kyoto. Oh, no, Shinkiba. So they got another show coming up in Shinkiba that Unaki Sayaka will face Himeka. So, I doubt that she will win any of these matches, these upcoming matches, but you never know. You never know. We did see a title change. Yes, we saw a title change. That's right. The Jumbo Princess Himeka, the Strong Heart Maika, Mai Hime, dethroned Bea Priestley and Konami to win the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Championships. That's right. And if I remember correctly, this is Himeka's first championship achieved in Stardom since she's come to Stardom. So that's awesome. Very, very proud of her. She's definitely been improving and coming a long way and being really a destructive force as part of Donna Del Mundo. And I think it's cool to see her finally win her first championship. So, and to be honest, with her and Maika paired up, could definitely see that being a destructive team and having a decent title run. Now, of course, after that, so it was really cool. Himeka reversed a Kamagoye from Bea Priestley and got the roll up victory for it. But afterwards, so it looks like Natsuko Tora wants to challenge for those Goddess of Stardom tag titles, but this time it'll be her and Saki Kashima, who lately has been picking up some pins lately. So yeah, they want a challenge for the Goddess of Stardom tag titles. So definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm very happy for Himeka winning her first title. So should be really cool. We got to see an appearance from Rin Katakura. And also, I believe she teamed up with Mayu Iwatani to take on Tam Nakano and Unagi Sayaka. So that was a great match. And not only that, it looks like Rin Katakura, who was just recently competing in the AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament, which of course she got eliminated by Aja Kong. But it looks like Rin Katakura is going to be booked for the All-Star Rumble at the All-Star Dream Cinderella show. So that's really cool. Definitely good to see that. And I believe Chigusa Nagayo, which pretty much she was begged by Mayu Iwatani to wrestle at this All Star Dream Cinderella show, and she's going to be booked for the All Star Rumble. So, hey, definitely good to see that. But yeah, and we also got to see more marvelous appearance as May Hoshizuki teamed up with Azumi, which, of course, you know these two are very familiar. Azumi defended the high speed title against Mei Hoshizuki. So they teamed up and were able to defeat Starlight Kid and Saya Ida. And who knows? May get to see more of these two paired up. But Mei Hoshizuki looked very, very cheerful and giddy just to be there. So I thought that was really funny, just seeing how giddy she was. But I mean, hey, she likes being able to wrestle in Stardom as well. So, but yeah, looks like we're going to be seeing more of the marvelous women's wrestling promotion stars in Stardom as well. So hey, nothing wrong with that. But that's pretty much what I have for that. But let's go through this card for All Star Dream Cinderella for Stardom. So this is March 3rd at Nippon Budokan. Um, so apparently the first part will be the prologue fights, which apparently will be broadcasted live on YouTube. I'm just realizing that now because I had commented on their YouTube page asking if they were going to be archived to Stardom World, but I totally missed the detail that they're actually going to be broadcasted live on YouTube. So I'm sure they're going to be archived on YouTube as well. So this is good. So for the prologue fights, so there's two of them. So both of these will be actually the first four matches. The first four matches will be or actually, no, I'm sorry. They announced the first four matches, but the prologue fights, the first two prologue fights, will be on YouTube. Sorry about that. I had to correct myself. Anyway, so the first prologue fight, we're gonna have the High Speed Championship on the line as the champion Azumi of Queen's Quest will take on Natsupoi of Donna Del Mundo. I've actually been looking very forward to this match. It should be really, really great. Starting off with the high speed, and yeah, I've been looking forward for this match. I believe this is Natsupoi's first high speed title opportunity. So since joining Stardom, so I'm definitely looking forward to this match. I think this will be really, really great. Um, and then we got the Goddess of Stardom tag team titles are on the line as the newly crowned champions of Micah and Himeka will defend from Donna Del Mundo will defend against Oedo Tide's Natsuko Tora and Saki Kashima. So I think this should be really good, but you know, I think Micah and Himeka I think are poised to have a decent title run. So I don't see them losing the titles in this match, but I'm sure it'll be a really good match. Okay, getting into the main card of All Star Dream Cinderella. So they're going to start off with the All Star Rumble. Now, I don't know if this is going to have any sort of future title implications for the winner, but this is a very loaded All Star Rumble. So, confirmed for this All Star Rumble, we have Bea Priestley, Mina Shirakawa, so she'll be making her return from injuries. You know, she had the broken nose, so good to see her making her return. We have Unagi Sayaka, we have Starlight Kid, Saya Ida, Gokiken Death, Lady C, Chigusa Nagayo, Kyoko Inoue, Mima Shimoda, Hiroyo Matsumoto. Ooh, Lady Destroyer, Lady Godzilla herself got confirmed. I'm actually now even more excited about this. I'm a big fan of Hiroyo Matsumoto. Emi Sakura, Ren Katakura, Mei Hoshizuki, Yuzuki Aikawa, Yoko Bito, another Stardom alumni. Miho Wakizawa, Hiromi Mimura, Yuna Manase, Haruka Kato, Koguma, and Momoe Nakanishi. So this is quite a loaded All Star Rumble. That's a lot of names. It's a lot of names. So definitely looking forward to seeing who comes out on top in this All Star Rumble. Definitely exciting. Um, we have a Stardom 10th anniversary match because this event is to also celebrate uh, Stardom's 10th anniversary. We will see Queen's Quest leader Momo Watanabe taking on Nanae Takahashi. So this should be very interesting, very hard hitting. At least that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting this to be hard hitting, but should be good. Should be really good. Um, we got the SWA World Title match as Shuri will defend against Konami. So we got Shuri, the champion, the SWA champ from Donna Del Mundo, taking on Oedo Tai's Konami. Um, Honestly, I got a feeling this match has the potential to be the top match on the card. This may be in the running for match of the night. So we'll see, but I'm really looking forward to this match. I think it'll be back and forth. Going to see some submissions, some striking. And Konami is definitely a threat. Let's not kid ourselves. She's a threat to Shuri in this title match. So this should be good. This should be really good. We got another Stardom 10th anniversary match as the icon of Stardom, the leader of Stars herself, Mayu Iwatani, will face Yoshiko. Now, look, I know a lot of people are thinking that this should have been the main event. I get it, but I can see it, but I can understand why it's not the main event. And I'll get to that reason shortly, but it makes total sense that this match is not the main event. Regardless of it being a Stardom 10th anniversary match, I can understand why this is not the main event. But this should be a very interesting match. And I don't think these two have ever faced each other, so we may be in for a treat. I know a lot of folks have mixed opinions about Yoshiko even being back in Stardom and being in this match, but she's there. So, what you gonna do? Um, Next up, we got the World of Stardom Championship on the line as Queen's Quest's Red Rose, the champ, Utami Hayashishita, will defend against her Aphrodite partner, or maybe even former Aphrodite partner, Queen's Quest Saya Kamitani. Now, a lot of tensions, and there's been a lot of build-up to this match. And of course, at the press conference, Saya slapped the taste out of Utami's mouth. But she didn't seem like she was fazed at all by it. So, you know what? This is, Saya Kamitani's coming in as the ultimate underdog in this scenario. I'll say this. This may be the match where we see Saya Kamitani on a whole nother level. Now, do also remember, she's pinned Utami Hayashishita in a 4-way. So, I really think Utami may she most likely will retain, but it would not surprise me if something happened where Utami hit the BT bomb and Saya kicked out on the first one. I think we're going to see a whole nother brand new Saya Kamitani, a more fierce, just on another level. She might not win this match, but I'm willing to guarantee she will have earned Utami's respect. So I expect her to bring it, and I believe she will bring it. And then the main event of All Star Dream Cinderella, the Wonder of Stardom Championship hair versus hair match, where the champion, Donna Del Mundo's leader, Julia, will defend against leader of Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano, who is also 1/3 of the Artist of Stardom Trios champions. I'm going to tell y'all right now, with the implications of this match, it's clear enough as to why this is the main event. Somebody's going to be walking away bald. That's why this is the main event. And it's okay. You know, we look at WWE and other promotions, and sometimes, you know, WWE is a good example. They don't always have their top title in the main event. So, I mean, that happens. That happens sometimes. But hair versus hair. One of these ladies is going bald. I don't know of a time in Stardom where this kind of match has happened. If it has, somebody remind me. But honestly, I think this is where Tam Nakano finally does it. I think she finally does it. And I believe that she will dethrone Julia and become Wonder of Stardom champion. I think this is finally her time. I really do. I think she's finally, for the first time, going to get the best of Julia in the biggest way. And I think she's going to beat Julia. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be intense. A lot of emotions. But I think Tom's going to do it. I think Tom's going to do it. But I'm excited. The card looks great. We still got some Stardom shows to go leading up to that. So I'm sure there's going to be even more build-up. But I'm liking this card. I'm liking this card. So kudos to Stardom and Rossi Ogawa for putting this card together. This looks solid. Can't wait to be able to check the show out. But that'll do it for Stardom. Speaking of Stardom, so one of the things that I found out about really, really disappointed me. So apparently Stardom wanted Kairi Sane, of course her name is Kairi Hojo back in Stardom, wanted her to be there at this 10th anniversary All-Star Dream Cinderella. They even wanted her to compete, whether it was in a match, a singles match, or in the All-Star Rumble. But WWE won't grant her the permission. Now, I can see both sides of this. I could understand WWE not wanting her to compete in a match. I totally get that, because she's still under WWE contract, as a WWE ambassador for Japan. But come on, at least let her attend as a spectator, as a scout. Hello, you got all this talent over here. You have her as an ambassador for the WWE in Japan. Like, this would be a good time to allow her to scout talent. They could have let her attend just for that. That could help benefit the WWE and getting, some good talent. But no, now it's like won't even let her attend. And I just think that's so stupidly petty. I mean, I understand not wanting her to wrestle in a match at this event, but I mean, y'all do remember y'all got Kyrie Sane from Stardom. Y'all remember that, right? WWE. It's funny back then when Tony Storm was NXT UK Women's Champion, she was competing in Stardom still. Nobody ain't say anything then, but I don't know. I just think it's absolutely petty and kind of dumb. I feel for Kyrie. I mean, Stardom is a big part of her. That was her home, but yeah, I just think that's really petty. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Um, Finjuice. Finjuice made their debut on Impact Wrestling by defeating Reno Scum. And, that was a taste of New Japan Pro Wrestling showing their roots on Impact Wrestling. So I thought that was really cool. They had a nice promo vignette of Finjuice. And yeah, so hopefully we'll see more of them and also others as well. I mean, we could see some more New Japan stars appear on Impact Wrestling. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But this was a big deal. I mean, we've seen Kenta on AEW. We've seen the Good Brothers. They're the Impact Tag Team Champions, and they've been on Impact and on AEW. So hey, you know, the possibilities seem endless. Let's see. Let's go to AEW. Talk about some more of the AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament. So, they went ahead and got through the Japan side of the first round of this tournament, which they showed all of those matches on their YouTube channel. This was this past Monday. Um, the matches were great. I will say that the matches were great, but it was really a bummer that the ladies that won were all ladies that have wrestled before on AEW. So it was kind of a bummer that it turned out to be in sync like that. But I mean, the matches were still great. We had Yuka Sakazaki versus Mei Suruga as the first match. That was a pretty entertaining match. Both ladies very giddy, very much got some high flying. Mei Suruga had some submission background as well, but these two ladies brought it. But the magical girl Yuka Sakazaki hit the magical 450 splash springboard style and picked up the victory. But yeah, this was a really good match, and Yuka Sakazaki advances. Next up, I believe was the match of this first round was Emi Sakura versus Vinny. Vinny, I had never heard of, and apparently it was said that she's transgender wrestler, but I had never heard of her. But I have to say, I was very impressed with her in-ring ability. And apparently, her entrance, she had on Hanakamura, one of Hanakamura's kimonos that she used to wear back when she was part of Oedo Tai. So I thought that was really cool. I think they're like good friends or something like that. And she bestowed that kimono to Vinny. It was either she did that or Kyoko Kimura, her mother, did that. But yeah, she was rocking that kimono in her entrance. So I thought that was cool. But this was my favorite match of that first round on the Japan side. Like Vinny is good. I mean, there were so many close calls where it looked like she had this match won. And Emi Sakura's no slouch either. I mean, she's a longtime veteran as well. But at the end of the day, Emi Sakura got the victory. Got like a tiger, I believe it was like a tiger driver that she nailed. But Vinny was all over the place doing the high flying. Did a really nice turnbuckle moonsault, and just to the outside as well. I mean, just executed perfectly. And but yeah, that was definitely my favorite match of that round, indeed. Um, Next up, we had Ryo Mizunami taking on Maki Ito. Now, there was a lot of fan buildup for this match with Maki Ito. A lot of people behind her, and she, gave her opening performance, which was cool. This was my first time really seeing her wrestle, and she's interesting. She's definitely interesting. Quite a treat to watch. And Ryo Mizunami, who has wrestled in AEW before on one of their early specials before Dynamite became a thing. But this was a good match. It was sad to see Mikey Ito tap out, but and it disappointed a lot of fans. Like I remember looking at the live chat. A lot of fans were pissed that Maki Ito lost. But apparently, word is that Maki Ito wants to wrestle some more in AEW, and maybe potentially an idea of her joining the Dark Order. So I thought that was interesting. But who knows? Maybe she'll get signed. Maybe she'll get signed. Apparently, a lot of people like her, so hey, maybe she'll get signed. And then finally, we had the legendary Aja Kong taking on Ren Karakura, which the only bad thing about this match was it wasn't as long as the others. This was like maybe a 8 or 7 minute match, but it wasn't as long as the others. But man, I feel for Ren Karakura taking that top rope elbow drop. Ugh. Aja Khan, that is a big woman. Big woman. That's a lot of weight on you. But Ren Katakura gave it a good effort, but yeah, I think we all knew she won't beat no Aja Kong. Let's just keep it real. But yeah, it was good to see Aja Kong in action. And, she did her thing like she's well known for. So, those were your first round matches on the Japan side. So we know we have our quarterfinals matchup. So we have Yuka Sakazaki will face Emi Sakura. Those two know each other very well. We have Ryo Mizunami taking on Aja Kong. That one's going to be interesting. That one's going to be very interesting. We'll see how that goes. And then on the USA side, we had another first round match in the books as Serena Deeb, the NWA Women's World Champion, went up against a returning Riho. And I must say, these ladies had instant chemistry in the ring. It was back and forth, but ultimately, Riho was able to reverse into a Gato clutch and was able to get the pin, the 1-2-3 over the champ. And I have to say, it was just really, really awesome to see Riho back. And she looks great. Hasn't shown any rust or anything like that. But so with that in the books, we already know one of the quarterfinal matchups, as Riho will take on Thunder Rosa. Now that should also be a really good match as well. So I don't think that one will disappoint. But yeah. So we just got 2 more matches left of the first round to get to, which I believe will be coming up this coming Monday. But Ty Conti versus Nyla Rose, and then Dr. Britt Baker versus Anna Jay. So we got those 2 first round matches left. But but yeah, main thing is everything will be completed by so March 3rd is when the finals of this tournament will be, and of course the winner goes on to face Hikaru Shida at AEW Revolution, which they did a Japanese commentary version of this Japan side of the tournament, where it featured Hikaru Shida on commentary over there in Japan. So I thought that was really cool that they had the AEW Women's World Champion uh, on commentary checking out the action. So really, really cool. But yeah, tournament's been going really well, and I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying this women's tournament so far. But speaking of AEW, so we saw Hangman Page and Matt Hardy get another tag team victory over TH2, the Hybrid 2. And then it was revealed that apparently the contract that Hangman Page signed was not Matt Hardy's contract. He switched the contracts. They did the recap as well. So, comes to find out, of course, the Jaguars mascot came down to the bring the contract, the legal papers. So apparently, the contract is for a match: Matt Hardy versus Hangman Page at Revolution, and pretty much the winner of this match will get all of the losers' first quarter earnings of 2021. Wow. Wow. So, pretty much a money match at AEW Revolution between these two. And of course, before everything was all said and done, the mascot attacks Hangman Page and reveals himself to be Isaiah Cassidy of Private Party. TH2 gets in on some of the action. And the Dark Order, of course, the Dark Order comes out for the save. Which, they're still got Hangman Page in their sights. So, and of course, Dark Order, they're a face faction now, which still is weird. But they're a face faction now, so hey. But of course, we had Serena Deeb versus Riho, which was really great, very exciting. They showed a video package of Jade Cargill training, even though she was shooting hoops with Shaq. Shooting hoops with Shaq. Nothing pro wrestling related. Just shooting hoops. And running sprints. Like, this is a joke. This is a joke. Like, thankfully this match is not on the Revolution card, on the AEW Revolution card. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't like this Jade Cargill and Shaq. Really, no. This is dumb. But yeah, whatever. Sting took a really sick powerbomb bump from Brian Cage. Man, I gotta be honest with y'all. That looks sick. I hope Sting was okay, but dang. He really, really took the brute force of that powerbomb from Brian Cage, which I don't even know why he ditched the bat anyway when the dude was outnumbered. That's just stupid. But hey, it's Sting. He ain't afraid of anybody. But I do hope he was okay. Really do hope he was okay. And they showed footage. Oh my goodness, of Kenny Omega doing story time with a classroom of kindergartners. I think it was kindergartners, and story time, which it was the Young Bucks book, you know, their autobiography book, and I mean, it didn't last for long. You know, kids ended up beating up on Michael Nakazawa, but it was an interesting segment, I guess. But yeah, um, we had the Young Bucks defend the AEW tag titles against Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz, and that was quite a good match. And honestly, Proud and Powerful had it in the bag, but of course, Ortiz had to smack talk and ended up eating the pin. And of course, uh, ended up jumping the Young Bucks afterwards. And of course, Kenny Omega, Don Callis, and the Good Brothers watching, taking their sweet time. I mean, even Brandon Cutler came out to help. I mean, after all, him and the Young Bucks, they go way back. But they didn't show up until way, way late. And by that time, it was pretty much already too late. It was already too late. And then Chris Jericho got shoved by the Young Bucks' dad. You know, the parents were in attendance and just thought that was, you know, done started something. Done started something. So, yeah, that's one to remember. That's one definitely to remember. Um, and of course we had the okay, a lot of people pitched a fit about this. I don't know why, but just folks need to stop. Folks needs to really stop about this. So Brandy Rhodes did a live gender reveal where she showed up for Dynamite and did the gender reveal with her husband Cody Rhodes, which turned out to be a baby girl. And man, folks were like pitching a fit on Twitter about that segment. Like, oh, why is she back on AEW? She's well, not even supposed to be back on there. And we wasted a whole segment on that. Y'all, really? That segment was barely like 3 minutes or less. Really? Y'all are pitching a fit about a live gender reveal that didn't even take long? I mean, it went right into the next match with the Seidel's versus FTR. And folks are pitching a fit about that short and simple gender reveal? Really? Like, y'all need to get real. It ain't even that serious. Like, it's really gonna affect the ratings that badly. Or at all. Like, seriously, y'all need to get real with that. Pitching a fit because of Brandy Rhodes. Dang, y'all make it seem like she was gonna get in the ring and wrestle pregnant. Like, come on now, y'all. Oh, folks need to get real. That was just ridiculous. That was really ridiculous. But but yeah, the Seidels, Matt and Mike, which I didn't know anything about Mike. Apparently, he's the younger brother. They got a 1 year's age difference, I believe. But I may need to look up more of Mike Seidel. I don't know if he's been wrestling as long as Matt Seidel, but no, I thought this was interesting. They didn't win, but this was interesting. This is very interesting. But of course we saw the return of Luchasaurus with a new mask and all. as Jurassic Express take it to FTR. So, yeah, Luchasaurus with a new mask. Yay. But the main event ended up being Eddie Kingston and the Butcher and the Blade going up against Jon Moxley, Ray Phoenix, and Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer. Which I was really digging Phoenix's mask. The entrance mask that he did, that was a cool mask. I thought he was gonna wrestle the whole time with that mask. But yeah. So this was overall a pretty dang on good match. And of course, Moxley was able to get the victory, was able to hit a paradigm shift on Eddie Kingston. But afterwards got jumped by the Good Brothers. And of course got attacked by Kenny Omega. And here's the thing. Apparently, Kenny Omega was holding what was a rematch clause. Apparently, there was a rematch clause. Because remember, Moxley never got a rematch after losing the title to Kenny Omega. So this is the rematch clause. And they will have the rematch at AEW Revolution. But this won't be any match. Not just any regular match. No, 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 no. For the first time ever on AEW, we're going to have ourselves get this, an exploding barbed wire death match at AEW Revolution between these two, Moxley and Omega. Whew. Whew, boy. AEW Revolution is really shaping up to be an excellent pay-per-view. It's going to be sick. It's going to be really sick. So, definitely looking forward to AEW Revolution. That will be on March 7th. March 7th. So, that is, I believe that's let me see. Thursday. It's on is that on a Sunday? I think that's on a Sunday. AEW Revolution. I believe that's on a Sunday this time. So that ought to be good. If I remember correctly, usually their pay-per-views are on Saturdays, but no, this one's going to be on a Sunday. But should be good. Should be really, really good. So definitely looking forward to AEW Revolution. But yeah, March 7th. But that's pretty much all that I have for AEW. So let's get into some WWE. Now, this week was the go home week. And realistically, the best of the shows was, of course, NXT. So the main thing with Raw is, well, one, we know now that pretty much a match has been canceled. So looks like no Asuka defending her Raw Women's title against Lacey Evans, because in the middle of a match where Lacey and Peyton Royce teamed up to face Asuka and Charlotte, Asuka and Charlotte win via countout, and Lacey proclaims that she is pregnant. Now, at first, I'll admit, I thought this was storyline, and I thought this was kayfabe. But turns out, actually, it's true. Lacey Evans is indeed pregnant. So congratulations to her. I believe this will be her second child. So congratulations to her. And of course, they were playing it like, Ric Flair is the father, which is not the case. She is a married woman. Um, but, just it's even more and more spotlight on the feud between her and Charlotte that it just takes Asuka out of the picture. But, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens because, Lacey's pregnant. She's going to be missing time. And, just still really no story for Asuka. And it's making her title run look weak. And honestly, I'm not convinced that Asuka will still be Raw Women's Champion post WrestleMania. Or even before WrestleMania. I'm not confident. I have no reason to be. So that just really sucks. Really, really sucks. So the Miz announced that because he has money in the bank and such, that he's taken himself out of the Elimination Chamber match. Which, I mean, come on now. Like, he shouldn't have even been in the match in the first place. I mean, because he has the Money in the Bank contract. I mean, come on. What the heck? Typical WWE logic. So instead, he participated in a match where if he beat Kofi Kingston, John Morrison would get that spot. But if Kofi won, Kofi would get that spot. And sure enough, Kofi won. So Kofi will take the Miz's spot in the Elimination Chamber. So, I mean, hey, I can dig it. I can definitely dig it. One of the main things that took place was a gauntlet match. Oh, and Bad Bunny winning the 24/7 championship. Moving on, had a gauntlet match where the winner of this gauntlet match would be the one to enter the Elimination Chamber last, meaning they're the last pod that opens. They'll be the freshest. They'll have the advantage. So it went in this order. AJ Styles and Kofi were first. AJ defeated Kofi. In comes Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre defeats AJ. In comes Jeff Hardy. Drew McIntyre defeats Jeff Hardy. In comes Randy Orton. Drew McIntyre defeated Randy Orton, technically by countout because graphics of Alexa Bliss appeared all over the Thunderdome and had them all frozen in fear and distracted. And then Sheamus was the last to come out, and sure enough, Sheamus defeats Drew McIntyre to seal his advantage at the Elimination Chamber. So we know now that for the Raw Elimination Chamber match, Sheamus' pod will be last. So he has the best advantage to come in as the freshest. So there you have it for that. I mean, other than that, Raw was its usual self. NXT definitely. Oh my goodness. So NXT, good old NXT. It's really going to be interesting to see how more of the Undisputed Era implodes. Kyle O'Reilly can't trust anybody. Finn Balor can't trust Kyle O'Reilly or anybody, and Roderick Strong's trying to figure out what the deal is, and Roderick Strong feels like what Adam Cole did was what personal, but yeah. What does it end up leading to? It ends up leading to a 6-man tag team match for the main event that puts O'Reilly and Strong and Balor against Oney Larkin, Danny Burch, and Pete Dunne. So why did I not see that coming at all? Just joking. We got to see Shotzi and Ember take on the Ways, Candice and Indy Hartwell. Um, the Way lost, but hey, Austin Theory got rescued, so yeah. Which, of course, we all know he was kidnapped by Dexter Loomis, which was pretty funny. Um, got to see more of Swerve's heel-like ways, as even though they had a great match with Leon Ruff, that was a really, really good match. Leon Ruff got the victory and then paid for it. Oh, poor Leon Ruff. But the dude is a great wrestler, and so is Swerve. But like I said, Swerve should have been cruiserweight champion way, way by now. So I'm still disappointed in that. Um, we got to see more of the ladies in action. Like the ladies definitely had the spotlight on NXT quite a bit. Um, Caden and Casey defeated the Robert Stone brand, and looks like we're gonna have some sort of match involving Xia Li and Casey Catanzaro, I guess next week, as Xia Li says she's gonna purge Casey Catanzaro. So yikes! Since Xia Li new persona, new repackaging, she has not lost a match yet. So just keep that in mind. Um, and then we had ourselves pretty much the funniest segment this whole week in WWE. So we had the trophy presentation of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic trophy. Um, winners on the men's side, MSK. Winners on the women's side, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Of course, they had Beth Phoenix pretty much running the show. So she announced the teams. Of course, we had MSK arrive. They did their little promo, and that was really cool. And then they announced the ladies, which Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez came down. MSK was such gentlemen, held the ropes open for the two ladies, and just little things you can kind of tell. I mean, I don't know, y'all. Are we seeing a potential face turn? I mean, I don't want to get too stuck on it, but maybe are we seeing a potential face turn with Raquel and Dakota? We'll see. But Shayna and Nia, the current WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, made an appearance, showed up, got in the ring with the ladies, and the whole entire time this was going on, MSK and Beth Phoenix were in the corner turnbuckle eating some popcorn, watching the show. But pretty much we had junk talk between the ladies, and it was great. It was really, really great. And as Shayna and Nia were leaving, Raquel Gonzalez, of all people I would have thought of, came with the best diss of the week, where she pretty much said to Nia Jax that I'm going to take that boot, referring to the Dusty Classic Trophy boot, and shove it so far up your hole you won't be able to pull it out. Oh my goodness, I was dying laughing. And so were MSK and Beth Phoenix. Wes Lee was just all over the ring, just rolling. But such a funny diss. Raquel Gonzalez is pretty dang on good on the mic. She can go on the mic. I was impressed. So we know that in 2 weeks, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai get their tag title shot against Nia and Shayna. And I believe also in 2 weeks, MSK get their tag title shot against Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. So look forward to that. I mean, this is big for the women's tag team division. Because, I mean, this will be the third time these women's tag titles get defended on NXT. And honestly, I would not be opposed to Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez winning those tag titles on NXT soil. That would be a big history making moment for them and for NXT. So, fingers crossed on that. But we got to see a singles debut of Zoe Stark, who was part of the Dusty Tag Classic tournament where she was teamed up with, I believe, Marina Shafir, which they lost. But Zoe Stark came out and made her singles debut, and wow, this woman is aggressive, and that finisher that was like a flipping GTS or flipping feast your eyes. That was sick. That was royally sick, and she looks dangerous. She looks dangerous. So yeah, I I hope this leads to just an increase in the women's division. But she looks like she's a beast. This is Zoe Stark, so definitely like what I saw out of her. Um, and of course, the main event was the 6-man tag. Uh, when it came down to it, Pete Dunne hit Finn Balor with the bitter end to get the pin. And of course, Adam Cole took out Kyle O'Reilly, also took out Finn Balor, and grabbed the NXT Championship and held it up. So now we really know what this is all about. Adam Cole wants that title back, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get it back. But as far as we know it, pretty much Undisputed Era is dead. It's dead. So we'll have to see what happens. Like, as this feud gets reestablished, this rivalry, because we have to remember Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole have history back in PWG, back in ROH. So this is exciting. This is very exciting. But NXT does it again, does their thing. But those really stuck out to me very much. Although Tyler Rust also had a great showing against Kushida. Like, definitely like what they're doing with the young guy. But that was good stuff. That was really, really good stuff. But yeah, that's NXT in a nutshell. Definitely the better of the shows as usual when it comes to WWE. Got to see some. I did get caught up on NXT UK as well. Um, got to see some more Danny Luna. Got to see an incredible match between Rampage Brown and Joe Coffey, and that was very hard hitting. Very, very hard hitting. I thought it looked like Joe Coffey legitimately hurt himself, but I hope he's okay. I don't know if it was like his wrist or arm or something. How he hit that steel stairs, and like I think there was a time before that. But yeah, hopefully that's not a serious injury or anything. I hope he's okay. It looked like he was legitimately hurt, but I could be wrong. Um, and then one of the things that caught my attention was I believe they said it was either in 1 week or in 2 weeks. Uh, Kaylee Ray will defend the NXT UK Women's Championship against Meiko Satomura. They had a press conference, took some questions, and yeah, this is finally going to happen. Um, I do feel like still, Mako is getting this title shot way too quickly. Because, it's like I said before, y'all, what about Aoife Valkyrie? She hasn't lost. Why doesn't she get first dibs? That's the only thing that doesn't make sense to me. Why doesn't she get first dibs? I agree. Mako Satomura deserves a title shot. I believe she would have gotten one, would have earned one even after 4 or 5 matches. She would have gotten one, but I don't really like how automatically she's the next number one contender. Like, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Aoife Valkyrie has been undefeated. She's competed in NXT UK multiple times. She should get the title shot first before Mako. That's just my opinion, but I feel like that's the right way that it should be done. But and then we got to see the Heritage Cup defense, which Shaw Samuels got a shot at A Kid. And more, I gotta be honest with y'all, more and more, I'm really liking this A Kid. Good combination of. He kind of reminds me. A Kid kind of reminds me of like a little more quicker, smaller version of TJP. That's what he kind of reminds me of. Maybe if you were to put Zack Sabre Jr. and TJP together, I think you get A Kid. I think fuse those styles. I think that's what A Kid comes to mind. A combination of TJP and Zack Sabre Jr. So I really like A Kid. I'm liking him more and more, and I got a feeling he's gonna have a nice run with that Heritage Cup. Dude's been bringing it. So really good stuff. Really good stuff. Um, the Ben Carter match was all right. And like I said, Danny Luna, that was all right as well. But those were pretty much the main things that stood out to me with NXT UK. And then SmackDown. So SmackDown was interesting. Got to see more of Seth Rollins, but hey, at least his "Burn It Down" theme is back. Um, and it looks like Apollo Crews has even more so secured his heel turn. Um, Lost to Shinsuke Nakamura and attacked him afterwards. Attacked Big E, where Big E was trying to intervene to the point where Big E was lifted onto a stretcher and taken to an ambulance. So, yeah, savage. Um, we had a. Oh, also, it looks like, I'm guessing, is Alpha Academy now a heel team, because Otis squashed Rey Mysterio a few times after the disqualification bell. But yeah, it looks like Otis and Gable are heels now. Or at least that's the vibe that I got from that. I mean, and it was bad where it showed Dominic had to help his dad, Rey Mysterio, um, out of the ring, and just ugh. But yeah, I'm under that impression that maybe Otis and Chad Gable are heels now. So yeah, crazy. We had a segment of Ding Dong Hello, hosted by Bailey, who was rocking the mess out of that turtleneck. Um, she had Nia and Shayna, the tag champs, on there. So hey, they appeared on all three shows. Good stuff. Um, but yeah, they were there, and of course Sasha and Bianca made an appearance as well, and so did Reginald, the sommelier of Carmella, and this ended up leading to a six woman, I guess, plus one man, or however you want to put it. Sasha, Bianca, and Reginald taking on Nia, Shayna, and Bailey. Oh, this was crazy. This was crazy. But, you know, at the end of the match, Reginald gets the pin on Nia. Yeesh. Wow. I mean, it was already weird enough having Reginald team with Sasha and Bianca. That was just weird. But they got the victory. They got the victory. So yeah. Um, Edge went around and pretty much talked to all the Elimination Chamber folks. You know, wrestling for the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. And of course, the main event, we had Jey Uso teaming up with Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin taking on Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, and Kevin Owens. Which, of course, Daniel Bryan made Sami Zayn tap out to the yes lock. Um, and then everybody was attacking everybody. Baron Corbin hit Daniel Bryan with the end of days. Kevin Owens hit Baron Corbin with a stunner. Let's see. Sami Zayn took out Baron Corbin with a, not Baron Corbin, Kevin Owens with a half Nelson suplex. Let's see. Jey Uso took out Sami Zayn with a super kick. Edge speared Jey Uso. Roman Reigns spears Edge. that was the sequence. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold up. I messed that up. Cesaro, I believe, took out Sami Zayn. Yeah, Cesaro took out Sami Zayn with the lifting uppercut. Jey Uso super kicked Cesaro, then got speared by Edge, then got speared by Roman Reigns. Okay, I had to correct myself. But yeah, and that's what it all led up to. And yeah, but the winner will end up facing Roman at Elimination Chamber after the Elimination Chamber match. Which, go ahead and transition to the Elimination Chamber card and pretty much get this over with. Okay, so card for the Elimination Chamber. Now, first off, I want to say this. They announced that on SmackDown, they ended up announcing later that Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks are going to get a tag team title shot at Elimination Chamber against Nia and Shayna. Now, I'm assuming that this match will replace Asuka's Raw Women's Championship match. This is what I'm assuming, because it looks like Asuka's not going to have an opponent, and that this match is pretty much thrown out unless they plan on doing something. Because I mean, honestly, there's 4 matches on the card. Originally 4 matches, and there could be a 5th if they decide to give Asuka the match and a different opponent, which I don't think they will do, but they may do that the night of. But we'll see. But yeah, so we got that. We got the women's tag team titles on the line. Nia and Shayna defending against Sasha and Bianca, which I guess it was eventually going to happen. These ladies get a tag title shot. Um, got the United States Championship on the line as Bobby Lashley defends in a triple threat match against Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. Um, that could potentially be good, but I don't see it being a long match. But I think it could potentially be good. All right, so Elimination Chamber match for SmackDown. So we got Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin. Now, I don't know for. I want to say Sami Zayn may have won the advantage to be the last one for the pod to open. I think. I could be wrong. But winner of this match will get a shot at the Universal Championship later that night against Roman Reigns. So I just hope that the match will be later and not some stupid crap where after the match, then it's that match. I hope that doesn't happen because that would just be dumb. But realistically, I hope either of these folks win this Elimination Chamber except for Kevin Owens. I do not want to see Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns again. I just, no. No. Please. No. And then we have the Raw Elimination Chamber match where Drew McIntyre will actually defend the title in this Elimination Chamber match. Defends against Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, and Sheamus, which we all know that Sheamus has the advantage, will be the pod that opens last. So, but I do think ultimately Drew McIntyre will retain. I think ultimately he will retain. But honestly, y'all, with how fast they just rush to put all this together, I just don't have faith that this will turn out to be a good pay-per-view. It definitely won't even sniff what NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day did. So, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to but I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm just nothing about this card excites me. So, I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Badly marketed, badly rushed. So, yeah. But anyway, okay. That's all that I have to say on this edition of Pro Wrestling Talk. That's quite a lot. And I warned you this was going to be long. But let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Who's excited for All Star Dream Cinderella on March 3rd? Is there anybody excited about the Elimination Chamber this Sunday? Be honest, it's okay, be honest. But let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Let me know what y'all are excited about in pro wrestling. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram signing off. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend. See y'all soon.